We've all seen it. That little kind of faint stain on the ceiling. And you think, it seems harmless enough. I'll get to it eventually. But what if that tiny little spot is actually the very last warning sign of a much, much bigger problem hiding just out of sight? All right, let's get into it. So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to bust the myth of the so-called small leak. Then we'll trace water's hidden journey through your home. We'll also talk about why our South Jersey weather makes things even worse. And finally, we'll see how acting fast can save you a whole lot of headache and money.
Okay, first things first, we have got to tackle the biggest misunderstanding out there. This idea that the little stain you see from your living room is actually the size of the problem. It's just not.
And this really gets to the heart of the issue. In the world of roofing, when we say small leak, we're only talking about what you can see. It has absolutely nothing to do with the real scope of the damage that's happening inside your roof and attic. And this is the perfect illustration. It's that classic tip of the iceberg scenario. That tiny quarter-sized stain you notice on the ceiling, that could easily be the result of a 2-foot-wide section of your roof's wood decking being completely soaked, maybe for months. See, the visible stain is the last thing to show up to the party, not the first. So how does the damage actually spread? How does it get from a tiny drip to a huge problem? Well, once water finds its way in, it follows a very predictable and very destructive path. First, it soaks into the wood decking. That's the plywood your shingles are attached to. From there, it starts dripping down onto the structural framing and, of course, your attic insulation, turning it into a soggy mess. And with all that moisture trapped in a dark space, well, you can guess what happens next. That's right, mold. And it is shockingly fast. In the right conditions, mold can start growing on those wet surfaces in just 1 or 2 days. So you think about it, a slow leak that's been active for a few weeks or a season, it almost guarantees that mold is already growing up there. And hey, if you live here in South Jersey, this whole process gets put on the fast track. Our unique local climate is a huge accelerator for this kind of damage. Think about our winters, right? The water gets trapped in the wood, then it freezes and expands, literally splitting the wood from the inside out. Then comes the summer with that Jersey humidity, which means things never ever truly dry out, and that just encourages rot. And on top of it all, our storms keep feeding that original leak over and over again all year long. So, this brings us to the most crucial point. What does waiting actually cost you? Let's take a quick look at the financial reality of putting it off. It's pretty simple. Catching a little slashing issue early on is usually a targeted, relatively low-cost repair. But when you wait until you've got rotted wood, mold, and damage to your ceiling, well, that's not one repair anymore. Now it's a roofing job, plus a mold remediation job, plus an interior drywall and painting job. The cost doesn't just add up, it compounds. So if you see that stain, or you even just suspect a leak, the real question is, what is your home trying to tell you? Getting a professional inspection isn't about committing to some giant, scary project. It's just about getting information. It's about getting a clear, honest picture of what you're really dealing with, so you can make a smart decision before a small problem has the chance to become a really big one.